Once upon a time, in a land far, far away. Well, not too far away if you're in Europe that is, there was this thing called the medieval age, also known as the Middle Ages. It lasted from the 5th to the late 15th century, and it was like the ultimate historical soap opera. It all began with the fall of the Roman Empire in the 5th century. This event signaled the end of the toga party and introduced the Middle Ages. Before we get into the history, let's talk about some strange facts. Medieval fashion was all about rocking pointy shoes called poidolines. They were so long that they needed to be tied to the wearer's legs to prevent tripping over their own footwear fashion statement. Forget about drive-thrus. In medieval times there were mobile kitchens called peddlers who sold hot, ready-to-eat meals on the go. It's like medieval food trucks, but without the catchy slogans. Believe it or not, there are historical records of animals being put on trial in the medieval period. Some critters faced charges for damaging crops or property. Justice was a bit different back then. Monasteries were known for their devotion to brewing beer. Monks took their brewing seriously, and some even referred to their beer recipes as liquid bread. A holy brew for holy men. Forget sword fights. Medieval nobles engaged in a poetic duels called flytings. They would exchange witty, sometimes crude verses to outdo each other. It's like a medieval rap battle. Castle life wasn't all as great as it sounds. The lack of advanced plumbing meant that the toilets often had chutes that dropped waste directly outside. I just hope nobody's standing directly below. Then came the Barbarian Invasions. Basically, Europe's way of hosting an epic house party. Germanic, Slavic and other tribes were all like, hey, let's migrate and see what happens. Feudalism was all the rage during the time. It was the original land for service subscription box. Kings gave out land like medieval opera, and in return, nobles promised to protect the realm. Peasants meanwhile were the unsung heroes, working the land and exchanging crops for their VIP protection package. Enter Shyamalan, aka Charles the Great. His reign saw the Carolingian Renaissance, a classy revival of learning and culture. The Vikings from Scandinavia were the rock stars of the time during the raiding, trading and exploration tours, leaving a trail of epic tales and probably a few lost treasures. Then came the Crusades, sponsored by the Roman Catholic Church, the original destination vacation with a mission to reclaim the Holy Land from the Muslim rule. It was like a massive group trip, but with more swords and more violence. The High Middle Ages introduced Gothic architecture because nothing says medieval chic like pointed arches. The 14th century brought the Black Death, the ultimate party crasher, turning the dance floor into a ghost town and causing some serious economic havoc. The 100 Years' War between England and France was basically a long-lasting feud over who had the cooler castle. Spoiler alert, no one won, and everyone just got really tired. The late Middle Ages introduced the Renaissance, a cultural and intellectual movement. It was time to say goodbye to medieval shenanigans and hello to modern European civilization. And thus, the Middle Ages left its mark, proving that history is basically a giant centuries-long sitcom with a few epic plot twists. I hope you like this video, and please don't forget to subscribe. It's free and it helps us a lot. Till next time, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.